Okay, so the Cold War is over, but here's to all those men who built bunkers instead of investing in sustainable technology and resources. Um, it's an episode of the Archie Bunker show.
One of these days, Edith. Straight to the moon, Edith. Who is it? It's not the moon. It's the space station. Hello? American astronaut with twin brother. Yeah, I know some guy wants to fight the FBI director. You what? You want to kill him? Because he won't arrest Hillary Kohler for obstructing an investigation into civilian training for the active shooter program? Look, maybe he'll fight this Mitch Miller guy when, by the time you come back to Earth. There's what? A turret on the space station? That sounds like U.S. military technology on a UN peace project. Why would the military do that to a peace project? Patent new satellites? Well, how do I call General Patton? Only he can stop it? I got cut off again.
So, to Grandma Holmes, it's funny. I think a lot of people experience it. Old people, they sometimes use out-of-date terms to refer to people of color or with more pigmentation in their skin. Um, you know, it could just be because they don't know the proper terms in this PC-obsessed world, and they're of an age that they just don't care, and they say whatever comes to their mind. But it occurred to me over the past year that sometimes older people can be mean, nasty, like to gossip, and just in general can be kind of get a little cranky or mean in their elderly state. And it kind of made me think, like, maybe it's a subconscious way for older people to kind of allow their families to maybe be able to pull the plug in a situation where they might be on life support or some type of machine to stay alive, and maybe it just subconsciously they're trying to help that conversation go over a little easier for the people that have to make it, and instead of accruing medical bills longer than they need to be accrued. So, anyway, so here's how you pull the plug on James Comey. I think that once the first family is out of the U.S., Mrs. Michelle Obama should become director of the FBI. This will allow any female FBI agent trained in firearms that is in one of these embassies abroad to come speak and potentially protect the Obama family, the first family. I know that there's definitely a female FBI person in Stockholm, Sweden, and I'm unsure of where other similar people are around the world. But I can look it up on the internet. I believe that both daughters are of an employable age and can be hired by the FBI as well. I am unaware of firearm reciprocity agreements with Russia, but should Vladimir Putin allow it, I believe that the older daughter is of legal age to carry a firearm. I don't know if Mr. Putin has any children, but I think this subject would be up to the fathers. Um, so if Lucy Liu wants to be considered an Asian leader of the free world, I think it is clear that I consider Mr. Putin, Mrs. Merkel, and President Obama all leaders of the free world. Mrs. Obama, I have contacted the police of Nottingham about court testimony. It is my opinion that should a male American Hollywood performer need to come to the UK to help female performers in any way, in any regard, it should be Samuel L. Jackson first that is able to come over to the UK. If I was old enough to date the Queen, I would ask her to consider him the Sheriff of Nottingham, and I would never say I'm gonna shoot her to the moon, but sure she gets the sensibilities of that show. However you take it, I only watched a couple episodes. You can, Mrs. Obama, you can explain to the Queen of England that Samuel L. Jackson got friar tucked by Eddie Murphy in one of his first films. You know, Samuel was kind of a late bloomer as well, I think, as a performer, but I'm not sure of his exact history in performing. But I think he has enough of a bad boy image. So I think being an official in the UK is better for him than the Prince of Thieves.